What's good? How you guys doing out there? Ramon Carter from Gut Check, and today I have a question for you. And that question is passion perishable? That's right, is passion perishable? Now, I've heard some pessimists say that, love doesn't last forever. I mean, even Andre 3000 had a song where he said, nothing lasts forever, so what makes love any difference? Now, whether or not that is true for you, is irrelevant. But people do say that love doesn't last forever. And so the question will be, does passion last forever, right? You get excited about this thing, you're digging in deep and you feel like this is something that you're supposed to offer to the world, whatever it may be. And will that passion last forever, or will that passion dissipate? Now, this is a little bit different. You guys heard me talk about maybe 2 weeks ago how to keep the fire going. And that's just how not to allow you moving forward in the thing, allowing the fire to be dampened, because time takes place. This is more of a fact of, as you're passionate about something, as you're pursuing something, and as you begin to rise up, as you begin to go forward, does it perish? Do you have new passions and new endeavors? And the answer is yes and no at the same time. You're always going to operate at the highest form of your current awareness. And so you may have a passion to be a baker, let's say. And as you begin baking, and as you begin taking on clients, and as you begin doing different things, I don't think that your passion will switch, but what will happen is you'll be able to augment that passion. There'll be things you didn't know about that you'll be able to add to it, right? So it's not going to perish, but it may augment, it may change. There may be some things that you add to it. And the way that you keep control of that, the way that you stay on top of that is, I've said a lesson before, always be in what's called deliberate thinking. And one of the ways to deliberately think is, to ask yourself a question is, how will things be being done in your field? How will things be being done in your industry 10 years from now, right? If you think that way, then as you create, you'll always have a mind, you'll always have an eye towards creating for the future. You'll always be looking at what you can do in your business, what you can do in your industry, what you can do in your field of service, right? That is going to step the game up because you foresee how it's going to be done in the next years. And so passion isn't perishable, but you may get excited about some things that are ancillary to the passion. You may get excited about some things that are going to augment and uplift the passion. And that's a great thing, right? Don't look as a pivot or a shift as the initial passion of, falling away or perishing. Look at it as something that's going to enhance the passion. Look at it as something that's going to enhance the dream, enhance the vision, something that's going to help you take the dream or the vision to the next level. Don't worry about, are you going to be on fire for the passion for the rest of your life? We talked about how to stay on fire. Once you have a vision, once you have a dream, once you have something that you're striving for, then you're going to always fan the flames of that, right? You're going to watch the things that that drain you, and you're going to watch the people that drain you, and you're going to make sure that you're always working and being positive inside that. And so that helps you fan the flames. You can go back to a previous video that talks about staying on fire, and I'll give you detail about that. But in this case, we're talking about if you have to pivot in the passion, if you have to shift in the dream, if you have to add something or subtract something from the vision. That's normal. That's commonplace because you're only starting things at your current awareness. Once you get 6 months in, a year in, 2 years in, you're going to see ways that it needs to be done differently. You're going to see ways that you need to do things differently. And so the initial dream, the initial vision, the initial passion is not perishable, but what may happen is it may augment, it may shift, it may vary, right? And that's because you started this thing at one level. And as you grow from level to level, and as your awareness expands, you're going to see different areas where even though you want to be a baker, you may shift. You may have thought about a brick and mortar, and now you may shift to a cookie cart or a pop-up cart, right? You might be somebody who wants to be a coach, right? And you may shift to being an author or being a speaker. And all those things will support the coaching, right? Because then once you speak or once you, sell some books, people are going to want to know how they can connect with you. And then you can offer them your coaching, which is your sweet spot. So don't say, well, oh no, I'm putting down coaching. No, you're picking up things that are adding value and pushing and driving the vision that you have. And those are the things that you learn during the process. Those are the things that you learn over time. So the passion is not perishable, right? The passion doesn't dissipate, but it may need to shift. It may need to turn. It may need to pivot. It may need to have some variables removed. It may need to have some variables added so that ultimately you can get to that place that you see yourself going to. Listen, as always, I want to thank you guys for this time, and I leave you with these 3 thoughts. Think abundance, focus on growth, create, never compete. Thanks, and God bless.